Well, hello there. If it is Wednesday, you are here with your girl Soso on the Sohria Alexander Show. How are you this evening? How has been your day? And let me say welcome to all my radio listeners on Liberty 92.3 FM from the north to the south, to the east and to the west of the beautiful Fair Helen of the West Indies, St. Lucia. Welcome to all my radio listeners. How are you today? And not forgetting my YouTubers, how y'all doing? Hope everything is okay. And to my Facebookers, welcome to the Sohria Alexander Show. Well, it has been it has been raining, people. How are y'all doing? Because the rains were pouring from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, at Tuesday, Wednesday, the rains. But the rain is falling in pockets in different areas of the island, and it's not like everybody's getting the same amount of rain at the same time. So people, be safe. Take care of yourself. Ensure that you check on your family, your friends, your neighbors, your cattle, your dog, your cat, whatever you have. Ensure you check on them. And it is always a pleasure welcoming you to my show. To those in the bars, to those at the hospital working, the nurses, the doctors, everybody, the orderlies, the patients. You know, it's really nice to know that you have somebody you can come and listen to for an hour. And an hour passes so quickly. And thanks to all of y'all for tuning in, my Facebookers, and everybody who wants to hear a positive show. It is there for you to listen, and it is there for you to hear. And it was very interesting, the show I had on Monday, where we spoke about what the Prime Minister of St. Vincent said, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. And let me tell you, the feedback from that show was so positive. In life, people, you must be able to be true. You must be able to be honest and speak your truth. Because personally, I found what he said was really out of the way. And we have to call on our leaders. And the funny thing, people, life is simple, but we are the ones who make life difficult. It started from the Garden of Eden. We are the ones who make life difficult because, we should be able to realize, hey, I have erred. I have done something wrong, and I am not too big to say hello. I am sorry for saying that. But reading through the comments on my last live on Monday and on my Facebook page, it seems, that the citizens of St. Vincent do have an issue with what their Prime Minister says about women. And I don't know, it's a boys' club, because nobody called him out, because I'm sure it's trending, not only from me, but from Instagram. It's trending, and, there's only one woman in CARICOM, the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Motley, and it would set a good standard if our leaders were to say, hey, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent, said XYZ, and it wasn't right. We do not condone that. And it would make you into better leaders. We'll see you in a better light. But it's the boys' club. And what we fail to realize, and specifically what I want to speak to you about tonight, gather your friends. And let me tell you something. When something is good, do not keep it to yourself. What I mean, if I am here speaking to you and it can help somebody else, not only you, tell your friends about the live. You can messenger your friend the live and say to them, So is on, or you can call your friends and say, hey, so is on the radio. And I know my people overseas listen to me on the internet, which is fine, and some on Facebook and YouTube. Because I have realized a lot of people cannot be themselves. A lot of people have to please other people. So in the event, they may say, okay, let me share Soso's live on my page. They may get a backlash. People might come for them. You can share it in your messenger. Nobody would see it on only the person you sent it to would see it. Only the person you sent it to would see it. And a lot of us do not reach our full potential as a result of what we think people would say about us or what people are saying about us. And with me, on Tuesday, I happened to watch a live from Devontae Monaville. And people can be very cruel. People can be very unkind. And living in this modern world, in order for you to keep your sanity, sometimes you have to please people. And you know what happened? In you pleasing people, you end up damaging yourself. You end up damaging yourself. And I listened to Devontae Monaville, and I posted on my wall, I think it's last week, I said, oh my goodness, I would really love to have a live from Devontae Monaville. I haven't seen him in a while. And then I just happened to fall on his live on Tuesday. And this young man was saying that he was in a depressed mood because of what people were saying about him. He is young. Eventually, as he matures, he'll get better at letting things slide off his shoulder. Because let me tell you something about me. People don't play with me. I have changed. You see, when I was growing up in my teens and in my 20s, I think it's after I have children, I just cooled down. But let me tell you, people would not tell me what they want. I would let you know what time of day it is. But as you grow and you have children, you mature, you tend to ignore people, and you tend to move forward. I have always been told that I always act more mature than my age when I was a young person, because I always was able to stand up for myself. And one thing I have is a very strong psyche. And let me encourage Devontae Monaville tonight. I'm sure most of you all know Devontae Monaville, the social media sensation. And let me just encourage you. Take example from me. From the time I have known myself, I don't have many friends. Even when I got married, my ex-husband used to say, one thing is so people don't come at her home, so always to herself. Even him found that I was a bit stuck up and stoosh. It has nothing to do with stuck up and stoosh. When you lie with yourself, you don't get yourself in trouble. You progress more. And I know young people, they want to have their cliques, they want to have their friends. That's okay. But you have to be very careful who is in your circle. Because I listened to Devontae Monaville, and Devontae said that, you know, people who were supposed to be his friends or whatever, they broke him. He went into a depressed state. He is now taking counseling therapy. All he wanted to do is stay in bed. Some people, you can be so mean to other people and they can go into abject depression, never to return. Some people even commit suicide. And let me tell you something. I have a lot of people follow me on social media. I'm a very funny person. But outside of Facebook, I am very private. and I've said that to you. You will not see me places with anybody. My business, you ain't gonna know my business. You can assume, but you will not know my business. And sometimes, he is young, maybe he trusted his friends and whatever. And this guy, because I'm saying, where is Devontae? And he is saying that, they broke him. And one thing, he lives in the United States of America. And one thing my father said to me, my deceased father, and I will never forget that. He said, anywhere you go in the world, and sorry to say that, St. Lucians, he said, do not line with St. Lucians. They break you. Now, Devontae, I wrote a story about Devontae a couple of years ago. And Devontae was homeless. He went through his struggles. Let me tell you something. Many St. Lucians, I'm talking to y'all tonight. I'm speaking. So is speaking. Many of you St. Lucians, if you'll smell that somebody is about to go to the next level or excel, you would do everything in your power to break that person. I thank God he always gave me that high self-esteem and that bulldog attitude. They tried to break me also because of my opinion. They formed gangs against me on Facebook because of my opinion. They tried to break me. They said all manner of evil about me. But let me tell you something. When you are connected with the Holy Spirit, let me preach to you tonight. When you are connected with God, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And this is why I am able to sail through the storms. Many of us have placed our trust and confidence in people, whether it was a husband, a friend, a family, whatever, and they disappointed us. I have gone through my trials and tribulations. And let me tell you something, I ain't crying for nobody. I always put my faith and trust and confidence in God because, as I said, my son always said, Mommy, you don't worry. Worry for what? Today you're here. Tomorrow you're not here. Today I have $1 million. Tomorrow I can be a pauper. Tomorrow I can be a pauper, and the next I can be a millionaire. Life is a vicious circle. And St. Lucians, let me tell you something. I experienced that. St. Lucians, if they see you progressing, they will fight you down to the bone. And I've always said to my children, do not fight people down. If you see your friends progressing, clap for them. Your turn come in. When you clap for others, your turn is coming. And when I listened to this young man, Devontae, on Tuesday, he said something. He said, what you see on Facebook is not him. And it's true, because I've spoken to Devontae a couple of times off Facebook. And Devontae is so calm. Devontae is so calm. People's sexual orientation have nothing to do with Sohria. I see you as a human being. We connect as a human being. I may not support your lifestyle, but that does not give me the right to hate you. And I listened to this young man saying that he had to leave Brooklyn, where all the St. Lucians are. I heard him saying they were discussing him in WhatsApp and all kind of groups. And he said he had to leave Brooklyn and he went to live, in another part of Brooklyn where there are mostly Caucasians. St. Lucian, some of y'all can be so cruel to people. I have had things said about me. And I'm like, okay, who they talking about? Me? Can't be so. And then I listened to Devontae, and Devontae said that the things they were saying, he actually started to believe those things were true. He actually started to believe it. This is how the tongue is a dangerous weapon. He started to believe. He's young. He's young. We have to be there to support each other. I don't have to be at your home every day. I don't have to be speaking to you every day. But I can pray for you and I can encourage you. You could just send somebody an encouraging word. Like, for instance, my show, I'm doing my show. And many people would send me lovely notes, would speak to me and say, so we really appreciate you. We appreciate the show. Let me tell you something. I think I have silenced my haters because they were on a path to destroy me. But when you are a child of God and you are connected to the Holy Spirit, they cannot destroy you. No way, no shape, no form, they cannot destroy you. Right now, I think they are going mad because what they wanted was for my show to flop, for my show not to be successful. They were rooting for that. They were on Facebook saying it. And you know what really makes me smile? These are the same people who want to go up to represent the people of St. Lucia. These are the same people who want to call out the government or call out other people when they themselves try to destroy other people. And I know many of them have taken a back seat. They have nothing to say because I have progressed with my show. Soon to be on Liberty, Flow Liberty TV 119. When you see, let me just tell Devontae, I know sometimes he watches my show. What you have to do, set your goals down. You can even write down the things you have done that you are not too proud of. And one of the way of combating these types of attacks from people who are your friends, write down what you are good at and write down what you are not so good at. Your strengths and your weaknesses. He said he was broken, and many St. Lucians like to do that. This is why I go to dinner with nobody if it's not my children. If I go in on a vibe, I go in with my children. Or I go by myself. If I meet people there, we speak, we chit chat, blah, 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 and then I at my home. You know, I have so much peace just living in this box of mine. Your peace. And that's what the enemy does. When he sees you about to progress, he sends his little demons to attack you. Because, you know, and he was talking, somebody being homeless before, somebody having nothing to eat, somebody calling somebody in New York to say, I am homeless, I have nothing to eat. You know, that's not breaking your heart. But he has now arisen, but you still came back to break him. And he said he was broken. He said underneath his eyelids were deep went in. He was broken. He said all he wanted to do was to lay in bed. This is how wicked some people can be. And some St. Lucians can be very wicked too. We will go support the foreigner, but will not support our own. And with me saying that, we are going to take our first commercial break.
If it were a perfect world, I would never leave my seat. My fingers would do the clicking. My card would do the paying. And if it were a perfect world, my items would be sent hassle-free from this location to me via air or sea. And if it were a perfect world, in this one building would be warehousing, stress-free customs clearance facilities, and island-wide delivery. Fortunately, the world is that perfect because I've chosen West Indies Shipping, the leaders in imports, exports, clearance, and deliveries for over 20 years. Call them West Indies Shipping. Telephone 459-0444.
Catch the Sohria Alexander Show on Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on 92.3 Liberty FM. This show will revolutionize your mind. Your host, Soso, awaits you. See you there.
And we are back. And let me tell you, some of you really need to take stock of your life. Some of the things you encourage, you are the cause of many people going into depression. And Devontae said that he laid on his bed. When he comes from work, he doesn't want to have to do anything. Some people, it's like they are sent by the demons to break people. And let me tell you, the only way you can withstand the plot of the enemy is to have a strong relationship with God. Because I have been through, I have been through. When everybody left, I stood on my faith and with God. St. Lucians, why are y'all like that? Y'all go overseas, y'all the same way. You are not upping the standard, educating yourself, trying to find something you can do with your hands. Join groups that would elevate you. But some of y'all sit overseas and all you want to do is party, party, party. Now, there are many productive St. Lucians all over the world. But apparently, it's the Brooklyn clan that seems to have the issue, because I think this place is filled with St. Lucians. If somebody comes to my door and say, Miss Soso, or knock on my gate and say, Miss Soso, do you have anything there for me to eat? Today, you may be able to eat steak. And tomorrow you cannot eat the steak. You do not even have an egg to fry, to boil for you to eat. If we come to the realization that, hey, it could be me, we would treat each other better. And I am using Devontae tonight because I know a lot of people are going through depression. And sometimes these people have nobody to talk to. You know what they do? They kill themselves. And Devontae said his manager said to him, you're not looking happy. You need to go for counseling. You're looking sad. Y'all need to leave people alone. Y'all need to let people live their lives. So what if somebody was homeless? So what if somebody was hungry and they ask you for a piece of bread? The person who asks you for a piece of bread is not the one to be ashamed. You should be ashamed if you went about telling people, I gave this person a piece of bread. I gave this person a shelter to lay his head. When you'll leave St. Lucia and you'll go overseas, you'll adopt the lifestyle, the ways of the country you reside in, forgetting your home roots. Imagine if y'all were talking about this individual, Devontae. Imagine if y'all were speaking about him in a positive way to help him with his business or whatever. And I saw he had a flyer. Let me tell you how y'all are, St. Lucians. I'm talking to y'all. The other nationalities listening to me, if you can relate, you can drop a line. Let me know you relate with what I'm saying. Because people are people everywhere. Trust me. People are people everywhere you go. But you have to be careful who you associate yourself with. So he's into his makeup. Because I did an article and stuff for him. He's into his makeup, I think, for Carnival. St. Lucia's Carnival, he asked people to book him, so he'll be doing their makeup and whatever. Devontae, you have to do me makeup for me, I'm not in Carnival. I told you for jazz, but you're not coming for jazz. How I went on his page. Sometimes he posting other things, his pictures, and oh, they're sharing, they're liking. And I've been watching from the time he posted that flyer. Not many of you shared his flyer. When he posts his nice pictures and things, thousands of reactions. How many shares? He posted his business about him doing the makeup for Carnival. How many of you all shared it? I looked, not many. Because all St. Lucians like is the drama, the Roro, the Betties. This is what they like. Because they will not support you to go higher than them. If they realize you are going higher than them, they try to kick you down. And this was done to me too. If they realize, oh my God, where she is, I want to be, who is she, for everybody to love her and for her to have people coming, talking about her, people giving her gifts, people loving her. Who is she? I need to be her. So let us crush her. You can't crush me when I am a child of God. I will stomp on your head with the blood of Jesus. So they will, I see them well. When he comes on his life, all of them, he has a lot of people watching him. But how many of them would share your business? Let me tell you, St. Lucians don't support you in your business. And I know the Prime Minister gave $140,000, well, the St. Lucia Development Bank gave $140,000, well, to 6 different people. They shared it among 6 different people. How many of you will go and support their business? I will have to try and contact some of these people to interview them. How many of you will go support their businesses? You would see they have their nice, let's say for instance, somebody is selling some nice sea moss, the drinks or maybe the dry ones. And you'll see local, made from Groseille. And then you'll see almost the same product or similar to it. Made in the USA, made in Trinidad and Tobago, made in Grenada. You will take it before you support your local people, because you do not want to see somebody do better than you. If anybody is doing better than you, clap for them. Your turn will come. And this is the mentality. Let me tell you, I have experienced that. I have experienced that kind of behavior. When people see that you are a force to be reckoned with, they will do everything to destroy you. We have to be there for each other. And this is why, people don't invite people to their homes. People try to stay in their own circle, in their own league. I tell nobody what I'm doing until it's done. Absolutely nobody. My best friend is God and my children. I tell absolutely nobody. And I don't find myself telling anybody about my personal business. And if I speak to people, we might speak about the murders, we'll speak about the government. My girls like to trouble me about Shabins, that's red-skinned men. They like to trouble me about that. We laugh, blah, blah, blah. And that's where it goes. You ain't gonna know the depths of my business. You ain't gonna know it. Sometimes you have to keep it inside of you until it comes out. Because there are people out there like demons waiting to destroy whatever plans you have. They are. And let me tell you something. Be careful of people. Be very careful of people who love you maybe because you are popular or because maybe you support a certain politician or certain person, that they gravitate to you, they like you, they want to give you the world. Be very careful with those people, because when you change your opinion, they throw you under the bus for the sharks, for the tires to roll over you, or into the ocean for the sharks to devour you. I have learned, and I just thank God. He has always made me reserved. I am somebody, if I go out and I have to speak at a function, at an occasion, I shall speak. Right? If I go somewhere, I have my little friends, I know. Most times we went to school together, we will dance, we'll have a good time. But I'm not stretching it with anybody. And Devonte is saying he is hurt because of people he thought were his friends, and people saying lies about him. The guy said he believed it. Let me tell you, you're young, you will grow. But you have to be so confident in your thinking, in your mind, and you have to be very close to God for that not to happen to you. Everybody, let me tell you something, and my children will tell you, I don't gossip. You're not coming in my phone and gossip about people. We're talking about politics. We're talking about shabins. We're talking about food. We're talking about crime. We're talking about vacations. I am talking about people business on WhatsApp, or you call in my phone. You'll be surprised. If I get calls, it's maybe for business or whatever. I hardly on my phone talking to people. You want to know who is your best friend, Devontae, and to every young person and older person listening to me, you know who is your best friend. You are your best friend. You are your own hero. Who do you think is going to drag you out of your mess? You, with the help of the Almighty. You are your hero. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Always remind yourself of that. You are your hero and nobody is coming to save you. Nobody. It is a fact of life. It is a fact of life. And just listening to him, I had to add that in because, social media can be the devil's workshop. I've seen let me tell you, I've seen they gang up in the thousands to come against me because of my opinion. You didn't know who you were dealing with. You were dealing with a child of God. And God, because of their attacks, God has just pushed me forward, given me many opportunities. While the enemy plots against you, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. He always works in mysterious ways. And let me tell you something. There are a lot of people on social media who are filled with envy and jealousy. One thing, I'm envious of no one. I'm jealous of nobody. I know how you get your thing, what you do. I don't know. I can't be envious. I can't be jealous of you. But on social media, you see the jealousy. You see the hatred. This is why I don't post nothing personal about me. I post myself, my children, everything that is accessible to everybody, I will post. But you will not know about me personally. You may assume that's your business, I'm my business. Now, my people, I just had to, I felt led to speak to you about that. Be careful. People do their lives on social media. Do your lives. The people who support you. Your circles. Have your fun. But do not support rubbish people. Now, people, the role of women in society. We women, we are the movers and we are the shakers of society. Tell me, how would this world be populated without a woman? Without woman, nothing is possible for men. They are basic unit of the society. They make a family, family make a home, home make a society, and ultimately societies make a country. So the contribution of a woman is everywhere, from taking birth and giving birth to a child to the care for whole life and other areas. Without a woman, nothing is possible for men. So when we see that the men who are leaders behave like women are trophies or a side piece, we are here to say to you, that without us, you will not be able to do anything. And we must come to the realization that both female and male work hand in hand. We are not a passing thought. We shape society. Our contribution is everywhere, from taking birth and giving birth to a child to the care for whole life and other areas. All the roles and responsibilities of the women can never be neglected by the societies. All the roles and responsibilities of women can never be neglected by societies. And we need our male counterparts to hear those things. Let me just, be radical here. Remove women from carnival. What do you have? You'd have maybe just 10 men in a band. We are the salt of the earth. Women have their flavor in everything. All the roles and responsibilities of the women can never be neglected by the societies. Without education and women empowerment, no development is possible in family, society, and country. So when we have senile leaders making those asinine statements about women, it tells me that they have lost contact with the real world. Women are the integral part of everything. Women brings out flavor in everything. Women know well how to talk. Yes, we do know how to talk, how to behave, how to deal with people of different classes, etc. She knows how to handle all the situations because she knows well the basic fundamentals of a good society and play her roles politely as a main contributor in building a strong society. But sometimes we have to play our roles and be radical, because look at what the Prime Minister of St. Vincent said, that we are trophies, we high maintenance, and this is the reason why guys go out there and commit crime to maintain us. Women are the salt of the earth, and without women there would be no earth. We need both, but you have to realize that women add flavor to everything. Tell me something. You go to a party, there is no women. Women going to a party, there is one man, we will enjoy ourselves. That one man will be able to dance with all the women. But if 10 men go to a party and there is no women, all themselves scratching them, where are the women? The songs, some of those songs are so filthy that in my mind they need to ban some of those songs on the radio. Listen to the songs being sung, not only in St. Lucia, throughout the world. If it doesn't say something about women in a good or bad way, without women, men cannot even pen a new song. We are the salt of the earth. We do not send men to commit crime because we are high maintenance. We do not do that. And remember, you need us in everything. And I really need to see. But then again, it's a boys' club. I really need to see more women in those high levels making decisions. And they say we are very emotional, yes. Women are very emotional, men are very logical beings, but women, we get the job done. If we had 17 women in the House of Parliament in St. Lucia, lots going to happen. We feel, we emotional, but we will get the job done. Men are logical thinkers. Sometimes being logical doesn't mean you are progressive. Sometimes you keep things back because you overthink and not going ahead with your emotions and pushing things forward. So we have to be very careful what we say. And it appears that some men are very intimidated. Some men are very, very intimidated by women. The power they bring to the table. Some men are very, very intimidated that when you speak up, some men believe that when you speak up, you are actually being disrespectful because they want us to be submissive. Hello, this is the 21st century. We are going to speak up. We are going to do and say what we have to say to make a difference in this world. Men really cannot do anything without women. Right? Imagine we had this I'm gonna play the video for you so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Imagine a senator had to say to the men, "You're not fit to call yourselves men." Sarah Hanson Young had to say that to them. You are not fit to call yourself men. Because, it is not okay to disrespect us. It is not okay to say, "Oh, I'm a man, I could just say this to her." And when we do call them out, they do not like it, but we will call you out when you talk the crap. And I'm going to show you that video where Sarah Hanson Young called them out.
Senator Hanson-Young can't make that case. There's a bit of Nick Xenophon in it, and I don't mean that to be a double reference, but there's a bit of Xenophon in it, references committees and not attending. So
Senator O'Sullivan, Senator O'Sullivan, I'm going to ask you to withdraw the comment for the comedy.
I withdraw. There was no intention to offend anyone.
I'm just going to. Senator Di Natale. Senator Di Natale. Senator Di Natale.
Mr. President, we have endured on this side days of sexist filth coming from that man.
Senator
he
Di Natale,
is a pig,
Senator
and
Di Natale,
he should consider
Senator
and
Di Natale,
reflect on the standards he
Senator
is
Di
adopting
Natale,
in this chamber.
Senator, resume your seat.
As the person in this chamber of which the reprehensible and disgusting comments were directed to by Senator O'Sullivan, I want to make it very clear that I am thankful for Senator Di Natale for standing up and calling them out. That is what real men do. Real men don't insult and threaten women. They don't slut-shame them, and they don't attack them and make them feel bullied in their workplace. I have sat in this chamber for weeks and weeks, months, and heard the disgusting slurs and attacks coming from a particular group in this place. And I, for one, am sick of it. And I know many of my female colleagues on all sides of politics are sick of it too. And I will name you, because you are not fit to be in this chamber, you're not fit to represent your constituents, and you're not fit to call yourselves men. Senator O'Sullivan, Senator Anning, Senator Bernardi, Senator Lionhelm. You day after day come into this place and hurl insults across this chamber, play the gender card, and the moment anyone stands up to you, you have the most fragile glass jaws of all. You are cowards.
Order.
Every time you get
Senator,
called out,
Senator
you refuse
Hanson-Young.
to stand
Senator
by it.
Hanson-Young, Senator Wong on a point of order.
Senator Hanson Young, bad girl. This is the response. Honorable Dr. Ravd Gonzalve, Prime Minister of St. Vincent. This is the response he should have gotten when he said that crap about we are high maintenance and men feel obliged to go out there and commit crime. This lady summed it up so nicely and beautifully. You are not fit to call yourself men. And it was so nice to see another, and this is what I keep saying. Not because you correct me if I do something wrong, that we are not friends. But it is the boys' club. But thankfully, one of the senators stood up there in her defense. He even called them a pig. This is so interesting. And you need to listen to that again. And somebody tag Honorable Dr. Rav Gonzalve. I would ask my producer to play this again.
Senator Hanson-Young can't make that case. There's a bit of Nick Xenophon in it, and I don't mean that to be a double reference, but there's a bit of Xenophon in it, references committees and not attending. So
Senator
what
O'Sullivan,
order.
Senator O'Sullivan, I'm going to ask you to withdraw the comment for the comedy.
Oh, well, I withdraw. There was no intention to offend anyone.
I'm just going to. Senator Di Natale.
So you heard him. Oh, I will withdraw it. There was no intention in offending her. Really? You thought it, you spoke it, you said it. And somebody came on my page, Sohria Alexander page, and if you're not following me, go follow me. I am a very diverse person. You're going to laugh, you're going to learn, you're going to cry, you're going to learn to cook and different stuff. Somebody on my wall was trying to say, oh, this is not what Ralph meant. What did Ralph mean? Tell me, what did he mean? I like real men. But what I've realized in my personal and professional life, a lot of high-powered men, they do not like people like me. Because I have called out the wrongs of some high-powered men, and they got offended, they got upset. People always want you to just accept the wrong they do. It doesn't mean because I correct you that I hate you. And for the senator to call the other man, you're a pig, yeah, you're being sexist. Why are you saying that? And this is what we have to deal with. We have to deal with all sorts of harassment, all sorts of stuff. You could be in the highest position, you still suffer it. It's just like racism. Go on, Mr. Producer.
Ali. Senator Di Natale.
Mr. President, we have endured on this side days of sexist filth coming from that man.
Senator
he
Di Natale,
is a pig,
Senator
and
Di
he
Natale,
should consider
Senator
and
Di Natale,
reflect on the standards he
Senator
is adopting in this chamber.
Senator, resume your seat.
As the person in this chamber of which the reprehensible and disgusting comments were directed to by Senator O'Sullivan, I want to make it very clear that I am thankful for Senator Di Natale for standing up and calling them out. That is what real men do. Real men don't insult and threaten women. They don't slut-shame them, and they don't attack them and make them feel bullied in their workplace. I have sat in this chamber for weeks and weeks, months, and heard the disgusting slurs and attacks coming from a particular group in this place. And I, for one, am sick of it. And I know many of my female colleagues on all sides of politics are sick of it too. And I will name you, because you are not fit to be in this chamber, you're not fit to represent your constituents, and you're not fit to call yourselves men. Senator O'Sullivan, Senator Anning, Senator Bernardi, Senator Lionhelm. You day after day come into this place and hurl insults across this chamber, play the gender card, and the moment anyone stands up to you, you have the most fragile glass jaws of all. You
Order.
are cowards.
Order.
Every time you get
Senator-
called out,
Senator
you refuse
Hanson-Young.
to stand
Senator
by it.
Hanson-Young, Senator Wong on a point of order.
That's my girl. Sarah, you did it well. Sexist filth. He is a pig. He should consider and reflect. Don't insult and shame women and bully them. We're not having it. It is happening throughout the world. Women are just being bullied and men are saying anything they feel is right coming out of their mouth, but she's not having it. And I saw some of the comments, from people from the Vincentians, from the people from St. Vincent, the Vincentians. And thank you. Let me thank the Vincentians for coming over and listening to the show and sharing it. And, people were saying, I just love this lady. She's speaking facts. And this is what I am. I am going to speak the facts. I am going to speak the uncomfortable truth, which many don't want to talk about. Because why should I be placed in a box just to be accepted, just to be loved? You're going to love me because I'm going to speak the truth to you. And women have to start speaking up. And then men, but you see what happened, The sad part of this is that this, on my wall, on my page, somebody said, right? Somebody said, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there are women supporting Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent. I am going to take my final commercial break.
If it were a perfect world, I would never leave my seat. My fingers would do the clicking. My card would do the paying. And if it were a perfect world, my items would be sent hassle-free from this location to me via air or sea. And if it were a perfect world, in this one building would be warehousing, stress-free customs clearance facilities, and island-wide delivery. Fortunately, the world is that perfect because I've chosen West Indies Shipping, the leaders in imports, exports, clearance, and deliveries for over 20 years. Call them West Indies Shipping. Telephone 459-0444.
Catch the Sohria Alexander Show on Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on 92.3 Liberty FM. This show will revolutionize your mind. Your host, Soso, awaits you. See you there.
So yes, don't forget to call West Indies Shipping for all your shipping needs. They're one of our big sponsors of the show, and we're very grateful for that. And anybody wanting to advertise with us, feel free to do that. We are positive over here. Our show is at a high standard, as you can see. I have a wonderful producer. My son, my 18-year-old son. Many people don't have that luxury of having their own producer, and sometimes shows start and they don't continue because of technical difficulties, resources, having a producer. And I just want to thank God that He allowed me to have children who are just so fantastic with their talents. And let's move on, people. Let us ensure we as women stand up for what is right. And it is amazing when I read some of the comments on my Facebook page where people were saying that women are actually supporting men doing that. And, it's association. In order for you to go to the next level, I must be a friend of a politician or a friend of this person for us to go to a high position. But let me tell you something, networking is good, but you should be able to get things on your own merit and not because somebody is your friend. And this is what really kills our country. Too much friendship. And we're not giving things to the women or to the men who are deserving of the position. If we are to push our country, it doesn't matter which country you are in. If we are to push our country, we have to have the right people in the various positions, or else it's just going to be mayhem. And you heard what Senator Sarah said. Senator Sarah said to the other senators, you're not supposed to be representing your constituents or whatever, because look at how you are demeaning a woman. He did take back what he said. So we are asking, up to a day like today, what Ralph Gonsalves said was last week, and he hasn't come to apologize. I've seen him dancing with a girl, telling her, you're beautiful, you this, you that. And even a joke where he's talking about high maintenance. And you know what? We women, we accept the rubbish. We accept the foolishness. And this is why men believe it is okay. It is okay for them to disrespect us. This is why some of them believe it is okay. But it is not okay to disrespect us. And remember, help somebody up. Stop dragging people down. Stop dragging people down. That is what some of you do. You all sit there, assigned by the devil to attack people who have done absolutely nothing to you. And there is something I am seeing on Facebook. You see that rubbish you're calling each other non-entities? Stop it. At the end of the day, we all are St. Lucians. That rubbish of calling people, oh, you are a non-entity. We all are important. Do not let or allow politics or supporting a party or supporting a person to turn you into a monster. As I said, look, today I am finding out a particular individual is related to me. And this is why I'm saying, please do not break friendships or good relations or good networks because of politics. It is just crazy. Don't do that. Let me tell you, we need to fill the world with love. We need to fill the world with love. And allow me to wish everybody, let me say hi to my Vincentians again, my St. Lucians, everybody throughout the world. Let me say, have a wonderful, wonderful balance of the week. And so will be with you on Monday. Bye.